All right, Cancer. So I get two very different things from these two showing up. So from Halloween, you pulled invisibility, authenticity, and then from Hidden Realms, the Arrow Master, and this did show up as a challenge for you. Hitting the mark, intention, and detachment. Now, both of these very specifically talk about your intentions. What are your intentions? Now with invisibility, if we're talking about you working behind the scenes, then yeah, what are your actual intentions here? Are you abusing things that you may be learning? Because when you look at invisibility, you automatically think of the invisible man, the fly on the wall that's hearing all this information. Well, how are you using this? Now, on the other hand, though, what I get from this is, for some of you, somebody is not seeing you. It's like you're not there. It's almost like you don't exist. And that may be why you're missing the mark here with the Arrow Master. And unintentionally shooting yourself in the foot, so to speak, as the card says. But the other thing with the Arrow Master is, it says that you need to now look at your motives behind why you want to reach your goal at all. Is this a path of true destiny or the lure of fantasy and ego desires? But I don't know. I think for some of you, the big feeling that I got was you're not being seen. You are not being seen, and you can't hit that mark because it's like you're not being acknowledged. All right, Cancer. Here's your overall for the week. The King of Pentacles. So for some of you, I automatically get that, we're talking about a person here. With the King of Pentacles, we could be talking about an earth sign. But, are you trying to... I want to say, are you trying to get the attention of a person who is more interested in what they can gain? Now, on the other hand, right, like this could definitely be about, your work, your success, looking at the King of Pentacles. But this to me is the other person that you're dealing with here. I don't necessarily see this as you, but I feel like, the way that they're affecting you, though, is going to have to do with either work or, material gain. Now, in the past, the Eight of Pentacles, there you go. So, again, for some of you, this is going to have to do with a work situation. Now, on the other hand, the Eight of Pentacles is the past coming through. If you're focused on a person right now, there may have been a lot of work and effort put into possibly, a business relationship here. Could be about a relationship or a romantic one. But I don't know, I get the sense from that it's more about how much work was actually put into something involving a person. Ooh, boy. All right. In the present, the Devil. This worries me. And it's not because I look at the King of Pentacles and think he's the devil. I think that this is something that, is not good for you. But yet you continue to put more effort into because of the Eight of Pentacles coming through. When you're talking about the devil, right, it's what has power over you. And it's clearly not being a healthy thing. And then, of course, you have, Capricorn going on. And then again, right, like some of you could be looking at this person as like the devil, right? Like all they care about is the material, which, absolutely could be the case, but I don't know. Something about this feels like it has power over you and is making you want to continuously work on something with this person. But why, if you know it's not a good thing? Future conditions, the Nine of Pentacles. This to me is like you wanting to remove yourself from this. And it's all like material driven. I mean, all of them to me, it's more about the material gain than anything else. When you're looking at the Nine of Pentacles, right, you're talking about self-reliance and independence. The abundance of resources here and living the good life, right? I don't so much feel like this is the gilded cage here. But then I also feel like if you're talking about independence with the devil being above it, it's you needing to remove yourself from the situation and from this person. It's almost like, I can't anymore. Now, I mean, definitely we could be talking about you not putting so much work into the negative things anymore and then moving to a place of financial stability, security, and independence. Absolutely, right? And your overall success here with the King of Pentacles. But I don't think that that's it. I mean, you guys know me. Your best path to follow the Four of Cups. See, here's the thing. You know, this one to me, yeah, it very much is about dissatisfaction, you know, and just being in that emotional blah state. But what I love about the description on this card with this deck is, you know, it becomes a question of, is it a feeling or is it the choice to continue to feel this way, you know? But to me, I look at this and I think you are not going to get what you want from this person. I feel more so with the Four of Cups that, you know, if it is a choice here between, you know, allowing yourself to feel this way or finally getting out of it, I think that some of you are like staying with a situation with a person, because I go back to the Devil and think that this has power over you, or this person has this like power over you and continuously like draws you in. I do think in future conditions you get to a spot where you're trying to, you know, become independent or remove yourself from them. But I look at the Four of Cups and I think you're not going to get what you want here. So why are you choosing to just stay like blah with this, you know? And I hate putting it that way, but in it, you know, and then I get the feeling of this is not what you hoped it was going to be. In your environment, the Four of Swords, you know, taking a break from the Devil, right? Needing to do some recovering here, right? Needing to cut off communication, that or they're cutting off the communication here. And, you know, for you, it's one of those things where it's like you can't let go. Again, because of the Devil being connected to it. Now, you know, and I look at the Eight of Pentacles and I feel like this is you. This is about you putting in a massive amount of work here, but then ultimately to just go to a place where, you know, you're needing to not do it anymore, needing a break from it, or, you know, moving into a place here where this person is just like you don't exist. And again, I go back to invisibility, because it's like there's nothing happening here. Somebody else is not taking action, but, you know, I'm looking at the Devil and I'm thinking this still has a hold on you. And then looking at the Four of Cups, you're not going to get what you want from this. You know, but are you really taking the time here to think clearly about it, though, too, with the Four of Swords? You know? Wow, Cancer, what the hell is going on? Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, the Two of Cups. Now, this being hopes and fears, you're talking about hoping to have, you know, that connection, being able to see eye to eye, possibly a romantic relationship. But I think this may be work or family. But looking at the Two of Cups, it's like you're wanting to have a better connection with them. But this is somebody that, you know, you've put a lot of effort into before. But it's like it's not going to give you what you want. You're not going to see what you want. But I look at the Two of Cups and I think, yeah, you know, wanting things to work out, wanting to see eye to eye, a situation that's going to be a good fit for you, right? But, you know, and then you got this King of Pentacles, and I think they may not be focused on your emotions at all. And then coming out, the Emperor, damn. Now, we could definitely be talking about you, you know, getting control here, doing things on your own, looking at the Nine of Pentacles, but because of the Two of Cups being there, you know. The other thing, though, with the Emperor, like, I worry about seeing things in a certain way and being a little bit too stubborn. Possibly dealing with somebody that, you know, I feel like you're trying to, but you can't. You know, I look at the Emperor and I think it's no wonder why the Devil is there. I mean, this person clearly here has control. You know, and I think that that's like the biggest issue here. You're allowing this other person to have control over what is happening here, and you're still being the one to bust your ass, but then not getting what you want. And then I look at you, you know, wanting to remove yourself from this, But can you become independent? Can you become, secure in yourself and not needing to have this kind of connection? Who ultimately has control here? And then the Six of Cups. And I go back right to the past, but then I also feel like too, looking at this, right, like this very specifically talks about bringing up happy memories. But let's start here. So with the Seven of Swords, right? Again, intentions seem to be the big thing here. Who is not being clear on their intentions? And why is it that you are the one that's busting your ass? Now, looking at the Nine of Cups, again, we're talking about, what is going to make you happy, right? And then looking at the Devil, that is in the Four of Swords. And then looking at this is basically just having unrealistic expectations as to what you think you're going to get here. And again, right, like overindulgence here with the Nine of Cups. But I don't know. I look at that and I think there's no way that, you're going to have that kind of happiness, And then I look at the Six of Cups and I think, okay, right, if we're looking at, bringing up happy memories, is this you trying to do this? But yet, I feel like somebody else has the control looking at the Emperor. I don't think that that's you. Now, with the Six of Cups, we can definitely be talking about the history between you and this person. But why, again, I keep going back to, why is it that you're putting in all the work? The work that needs to be put forward here is you becoming independent, but then I still feel like there's this control being exerted over you, which is why you're still hoping for a connection, right? So is it you bringing up the past here? But then, I look at this and think you're not going to be satisfied. And then I also feel like, if you're dealing with somebody who's not being clear on their intentions, then, don't allow them to continue to have control. With the Emperor coming out. Wow, Cancer. My God. And again, I go back to that feeling of you not being seen. You not being seen. And you needing to look at why, your intention is set on dealing with somebody who doesn't even see you. It's like they don't even see you. And then new path emerging, which is great. So this to me, it feels like once you accept what your inner voice is trying to tell you about how you feel, then, it opens up to a new path, which is great. But, it's only after you accept what your inner voice is trying to tell you. Regardless, though, I like the fact that, there is a new path. Now, definitely it could be that there's going to be a new path involving this person. And then you have a... Oh boy, yeah, you and Gemini, forgiveness. Nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. And like I said with them, the same thing applies here. It's about you needing to, go through that forgiveness for yourself. I hear so many times when people go through horrible things, they're like, oh yeah, I've already forgiven them a long time ago, but I did it for me. Right? Because that past bitterment, oh my God. If I could talk right. Cancer, what the hell? Every time I do your readings, I can't talk. It's like I can't spit it out. Oh my God. That past bitterness is not going to help you. It's just going to work in a negative way, right? It's going to be to your detriment if you continue to hold on to things. But, I look at this and I think that there may be a way. I'm looking at the only thing that is real is love and thinking, if you shift your focus back to love, is it about you needing to love yourself and then in turn, giving love to this person and then, accepting that it is what it is? And that's the only way that a new path is going to emerge, right? I mean, I'm looking at all of this, but I still feel like coming out on this situation, Cancer, this person ultimately has the control. I don't think that it's you. But the intentions are not clear. But I still see you as the one putting in all the effort. And do you really want to continue that? Or do you want to find your own independence and your own peace away from this, especially if you're going to continuously not see what you want from this person or the situation? All right, Cancer. So looking at all of this, I think that this is for those of you who are dealing with somebody who doesn't even see you. It's like they don't even see you for who you really are. But I don't know that they actually care. And the reason why I say that is because of, looking at these two and then looking at the devil in the present moment. This to me is about a person here who has control over you, but yet they're not doing jack shit. And then you come in with the Eight of Pentacles where you're busting your ass, putting in all the effort here to hopefully have a connection with them. But unfortunately, you're not going to see what you want. Looking at the Four of Cups. Now, with the Nine of Pentacles, I do think that this to me is like a double-edged sword, so to speak. So you're wanting to eventually get to a place where you become independent of the situation, or you're needing to. But they're the ones that have control, with the Emperor coming out here. And with the devil being in the present moment, yeah, it still has power over you. You're allowing this person to have control over how much, you're working toward this. It's almost like, the carrot is constantly being dangled in front of you. And it's intentional. But I do think that this is a person who's looking at what they can gain from being involved with you. Now, looking at the clarifiers for the Emperor, intentions seem to be, the thing here. Somebody's not being clear in their intentions, and then I think that they may be taking advantage of, what you're willing to give here. And it's not like a Six of Pentacles type thing. I think it's more about, like, watching you continuously work toward this, but they don't know what the hell they want. And now on the other hand, though, I do think that for some of you, you may be dealing with a person who is looking at, what you have, Now, looking at the Nine of Cups, especially with the devil, like I've always said when it comes to this, you can't put your happiness in the hands of others. And I do think that some of you are being unrealistic as far as, what you're actually going to get from this person. But I do think that there is a level of happiness there, but it's not a good thing. Not with the devil being there. And then looking at the Six of Cups, I think this is you. I think this is you, continuously trying to make that connection, with somebody who doesn't even see you. And I say that because of these two. And it's no wonder why you're not able to hit the mark here. But then again, the question becomes, are you being authentic with yourself about what you would actually expect to see from them? Now, looking at the soul trees, needing to accept what your inner voice is telling you so that you can have a new path here. Now, could that be with this person? Possibly, right? But there needs to be more clarity when it comes to intentions and being more authentic. Not that the other person needs to be that, they are who they are. You can't control them, but you need to be more authentic about what you expect to see and what has control over you, or what you allow to have that power over you. Now, looking at Whispers of Love, the only thing that is real is love. Focus on love and then forgiveness, right? And I feel like this is more about you, needing to focus on what an honest, authentic love is like, and then needing to go through the whole forgiveness, needing to forgive, yourself for continuously busting your ass towards, a connection that somebody else is not willing to make. They're not willing to make the same amount of effort. But I don't think that this is over by any means. Because for a lot of you, it still has, this hold on you. And it's not, it's not a situation that I feel like has to be over and done with. I won't say that because the heart wants what it wants. But what I will say is, looking at the Nine of Pentacles, you need to become more secure with who you are. Instead of allowing other people to have control and allowing them to dictate, how much you're willing to do. Cancer, and you will know because you will be dealing with a person who makes you feel like you don't even exist. But you need to get clear on what you expect to see from this person. But that's, your own inner clarity and understanding that you may not get what you want from them.